What is happening, everybody? Happy Thursday, April 27th. Sorry, getting everything set up. Yeah, like I said, happy April 27th. It is 1 minute before 7 a.m. my time, Mountain Standard Time. Just got back from my morning walk, letting the chickens out, having my morning smoke, had my coffee, and I'm having some tea. But biggest thing, it's draft day. It is the second to last day at Keeneland. Sad day in my world. But why I wanted to get on here so early this morning on this balmy 42-degree morning. It is freaking still cold out. I'm ready for summer. Biggest thing is because of this early pick 4 in that. Let me get my form up. In that second race. Like I spotted out last night. I don't know if any of y'all caught that. It was on the official show Twitter thread. When I was capping, because I had a couple people hit me up last night asking me, yo, what was that all about? PC Stevens has got 3 mounts today. Big deal. Okay. He's a good up and coming rider. He's been on some pretty nice horses the last probably four years. This last winter, hell, and fall, he was riding for Cox, was exercising, and had some awesome horses under him. So he knows what he's doing. But in that second race, everybody. So I'm up here in Utah. If you want to look down in that second race, that one horse. Sorry. 3 back. Dixie. The DXD, Dixie Downs. So the great Val Brinkerhoff has trained there. Quite a few great trainers have come through there. But when you see that, you'll see that at Del Mar a lot. Shout out to my Del Mar players, all those that holler back. Can't wait for Del Mar to start. But when you see Dixie Downs, that's just south of me down in St. George, Utah. They literally run baby races that are unprocessed or any of that thing because in this great state, we don't have legalized racing, which absolutely sucks. So, anyways, long story short, when you see that, those babies have already been running. So they are already experienced. They're coming out the gate. They're running 4 furlongs at least, 4.5, 2 for sure out of the straight. Someone put up a YouTube video, I think, like a handful of years ago. They do a quarter horse thing down there, like the Lions Club or something like that. But this horse, I've never seen him at Keeneland in all the years that I've been playing Keeneland. Now going on, hell, I just turned 38, so my whole life. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Grandma. So I'm really intrigued and I'm stoked to see Stevens on there because you get a morning line of 10-1. Mendez is from the West Coast. He does run in California. So I'm really excited. 116. The sire came over to America a handful of years ago from Great Britain. Has thrown some awesome runners, some great runners down in Australia, great sprinters. Um, the mare I loved, she was a hard knocking allowance horse. I want to say she might have had a black type under her, maybe. If I remember right. I've always unusual heat horses were my obsession in the early 2000s. Them coming down the hill, a mile and a 16th, mile and an eighth, a mile, 5.5 at Hollywood, a mile at Santa Anita, a mile and an eighth. Like, just love Barry Abrams, R.I.P. my dude. But, anyways, sorry to keep backtracking, but that one horse is definitely on the ticket. So, a couple of my guys hit me up last night and was explaining to them about this Dixie Downs. Because when you see that for Del Mar, keep an eye out. They'll slip a 20 or 30 to 1 past you, and it will mess up your day or make your day. Trust me, there's been plenty of 4s, 5s, and 6s that have been cashed on those kind of plays. So watch that for Del Mar. But that was my biggest take on this pick 4, and it's going to be a hefty one. So you're going to play a couple different ways. I'm putting in a fat ticket because I think it's actually going to pay. Because in this first leg, I really like that 1 and the 10, the bookends. The 10 under Ortiz Ward, he's just firing hot. This horse has had pretty much a bullet last out, a bullet 2 back, 5-2, showcasing out of Great Britain. That whenever you see that going on the top end, I'm always looking at a 6 furlong horse, 7-ish. Sometimes, depending on the bottom, you could stretch them out to a mile. So we're seeing Pivotal on the bottom. That horse could get a mile easily, but this 5.5 looks suited right for him today. But I don't like how Ortiz has been riding, so that's why I can't put all my confidence in there. I also do love this 8. The other Ward horse, that's the favorite. I'll put my money on Joel. He's been riding 1,000 times better than he was earlier this winter, so the spring has brought him new blooms. Damn, that iced tea just hits in the morning, right? He's had 2 straight bullets, 3 works back, look pretty good. He's been working up at Turfway Park all winter, so he's going to be fit and ready. $175K for that horse they paid, so they have some aspirations. I also really like the 7 horse. Just the breeding alone puts that horse right there, mid pack right off the bat to me. T-gaff on it. He could either show some speed or sit right off. So those are the 4 we're going with to start this pick 4 off. Hopefully he gets us to the next leg, because that's the one I really feel I'm going to see a price, and I really like this one horse. The Dam was a good moneymaker for me back in the day. Horse has been working better and better and better. Front end speed is what they've been doing the last 2, going 2 turns at Tampa. Man, can we just say what some awesome basketball games there were last night, and hockey games? Just saying. Sorry, they're showing the highlights, and I was enjoying my night last night. But back to this one, Godolphin, Bejarano. It's not going to take a lot of money. It's probably going to still hover around that 5, 6. I'm hoping closer to 7 or 8 to 1. Personally, that 82 back was awesome. The 76 at 7 furlongs is what's been sticking out to me. I was using my Brisnet last night for this one. I got my DRF for the weekend. I know that's a true degenerate right there. I was literally capping 3. I was reviewing yesterday's card while capping today's card, while capping Friday's card, and pulling up Saturday's form for Santa Anita, which I actually like because they kind of screwed us. But for the early pick 5, they threw the big race in there, which I'm pretty stoked about because there's quite a few ways you could go with it. You could go with the favorite, you could go long. It's a short field, mile and an eighth, single. We'll see. But, anyways, I digress. Back to our card today with. Sorry, yes, old man. I still write my wife makes fun of me. I still write all my notes down in my notebooks, even though I still have all of my good hardware going. But yes, this one I like the turn back to 7 furlongs. The works are decent. Hardy, 22%. After being a beaten favorite, horse was 60 cents on the dollar last out. So we'll see how it goes. Two horses going to be your big favorite for sure. Cox and Saez jump out to the lead, I think, is what they're going to do with this horse. Just seeing how all of Cox's horses been popping out of the gate with Saez. He's just going to run out the gate. Also, this 6. Smaller trainer. I love me some James Graham. That last out at Turfway was pretty good, but I love the showing that it had. Coming second, closed pretty well. If you watch the replay for a $5,000 Keeneland buy, already made your money back. Now trying to get even more, so I'm hoping for them. This horse has a good showing. I like the stable. Then I like this 5 horse. I've been noticing this Uncle Mo with Speightstown Nick. And you see that on like this perfect how they have it. Uncle Mo on top over Speightstown. It has been nicking pretty well as a 2-year-old, but as a 3-year-old. And so seeing how this horse didn't run as a 2-year-old, coming as a 3-year-old, they bought the horse for $350. They had very big dreams with this horse. So I think you might see a good showing from this horse today. 2 bullets in a row. Cassie's going to be getting ready. I'm wondering if they're trying to get this horse ready for some running up north, up at Woodbine, because that Nick right there is awesome on synthetic. So we'll see. So yeah, so we're gonna go 3 deep on this one. We're gonna go the 1, the 2, and the 6. On some of the other tickets that I'm playing differently, I am gonna throw the 5 on there in that 3rd race. But in the 4th race, this is where it comes down to. I'm playing a couple different tickets. The skinny tickets, we're going to throw straight 9 horse singlet. I love the drop coming back down. We miss Artie. This mare is okay, but that Malibu Moon with the Artie Schiller, that's always been a good nick. Economic Hangover would be a perfect play on it. Ramsey. Safi Joseph is a 25% route to sprint trainer. So that's one of the main angles I like about this horse. We'll see what happens with Ortiz. Like I said, not a huge fan of how he's riding recently. I do like this 7 horse though. First off, the claim, Claire is what, 27%? I thought it was a little lower, but damn, 27. I'll take that all day. I was thinking it was more of like 24, 25, but hey, 27 is even better. Drops today, finished third against Tougher and last out. If you just look at how the running style is, sets up really well. And Gutierrez yesterday was riding freaking phenomenal. This whole meet, he's been riding awesome. So, definitely this 7 horse has to be there. That's going to be one of my top horses in the tourney play today that I'm in. Sorry, that damn tea is so good. But yeah, that's going to be one of my top plays in the tourney because coming from Fairgrounds, coming back to Keeneland, looking good. Since he's left the Asmussen barn, he's been running pretty well. So now in this new barn, going to see what we do. But coming down to this 5th race, on one ticket I was looking at last night, how I constructed it, I came down to singling this one. Everybody, hold your horses. This 1.5 miles is right what this horse wants to do, is what I feel personally. So seeing that it finally gets back to its 1.5 miles like last out, ran Keeneland 3 back in an allowance. 100,000 allowance came third at 7-1. Jonathan Thomas, Augustin Stables, they've been personally underrated all year. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this horse run today. That work for on the 20th. He was 4th of 42 going 4, doing it in 48. If you look it up on, where did I find it? It wasn't XB. I think it was the Churchill app or Twinspire app I looked it up on. Worked really well. So it will be very, very interesting. Like I said, 1.5 miles is his jam. One last out at Gulfstream going to 1.5 miles. Horse sits 3rd, 4th. I'll be happy. Farther back, I don't think he has the turn of foot that you want, but he's just going to be that grinder. So 12-1. If I get 10-1, I'll be a happy camper. If I get to that ticket and I'm singled to it, I'll be quite stoked. It was like a $12 play, I think. I gotta look on my other notebook. And I think it was a $12 play. But anyways, it's going to be quite interesting because that one horse, really, really hoping to get there on that ticket because that'd be quite nice. Everybody's going to play that 4. Yes, coming back east, finally for motion. 4-year-old, the Gray Wizard for Eclipse. Love the breeding. Can't go wrong with it. Drops in big class today. Beating only a length and 3/4 versus a lot tougher in a grade 3. Yes, he got He came 5th, but still a length 3/4 against grade 3s. 2 back 1.25 miles at San Nita for 72,000. 1 by 2.25. That race was ridiculous. 1.5 mile Hollywood Cup was me a way sneaky race for him personally. That's why on a couple big tickets he's singled on there, because I think he'll go back to that race being back at 1.5 miles. He likes that cooler weather. He is back at Keeneland. Motion's back there. He's been working at Fairhill pretty solid. 2 back on the 15th. Did 6 furlongs and 114. So for a turf horse like him, I really think he'll do fine with that. He will be coming late. So that's the only reason why I hate singling him, because he's a dead closer like that. Ugh. It's always my least favorite, singling a dead closer in the last leg of a pick 4 or pick 5, because it's like, man, you did all this hard work, get there, and this horse literally will always run second by a nose or a head or 3/4, and it'll be because somebody doesn't go to a left hand or something. So sorry for that rant, but that's always been my thing. I wish jockeys would be better with their left hand, and those that are, always shout them out, because damn, that left hand gets that extra bit. So besides that 5, that 6 raced also against Kitten Mischief, the 1 horse. Because I like the 1, you have to kind of like the 6. Rapoli, Pletcher, Keeneland, 8-1. That's a pretty fair ass price. But the one that I really think is going to be a sneaky one, again, getting back to 1.5 miles, coming off a layoff, is that 9 with Joel for Cassie. It was 1.5 miles breeders. So that was for the 3-year-olds. So technically a Canadian Triple Crown leg winner. Didn't finish the Prince of Wales. Queen Plate came 3rd at 17-1. So hard knocking horse coming in 9-2. We'll see what kind of money it takes, but that horse is definitely on the ticket. So again, my pick 4 ticket, my big one, it's a $90 play, but it's pretty much rolling a little bit of the money from yesterday. We're going a 1, 8, 10, 7 with a 1, 2, 6 with a 7, 9, 2 with a 1, 4, 5, 6, 9. That's a $90 play. So I'm doing this. I've got texts going. I've got bets going. So back to the little bit of the origin story. What that is all about is straight up, I am here in Utah because of my health. I have been sick pretty much day 1 of my life. So I came up here because they were one of the few people. Sorry, we're just going over my early bets. So I'm up here in Utah, right? So because I'm up here, there's a cancer hospital, Huntsman Center, one of the best research hospitals here in the country, in the world, has kept me alive. So, been a horse junkie my whole life. My mom has always been my bookie when I have been up here. This is my second stint for a very long time up here, and not really keeping making bass up here because I have a 3-year-old that severely pulls from daddy's gene pool. So we'll see what happens. She's my miracle baby. Love her. She's my life. Her and my wife, just love her. Anyways, so my mom's always been my bookie. If I wasn't at the track or in a state where I could bet, just, Ma, can I get 20 on the 4 and the 5th at Santa Anita? Well, got it. She's always down the street. She was taking care of my uncle, who uh, was a pro in the family and always took a lot of traits and insight from him. um, but yeah, he was battling lung cancer for the last 5, 6 years. Been sick for the last like 15. So my mom's been taking care of him. And my aunt, she passed away 8 years ago now. My uncle passed away almost 3 years now. Yeah, going on 3 years. Wow, that's crazy. Yep. Yeah, going on 3 years. Just looking down at the date. But he always told me to get my ass doing something like this because won him a lot of money with the horses. So when he passed, it kind of just knocked me in the ass because I lost my dad when he was young. He was 51. I was 16. So yeah. So when he passed, and he was just telling me to get my shit together so I could start doing this, and you know what? Let's do this. So thanks to the homie down in Henderson that works downtown at an undisclosed casino for helping me out to keep this going, since my mom is now up here enjoying being a grandmother to my awesome daughter. Love seeing those two together every day. I try to see her every day with my mom, so that she gets as much time with her as possible. So that's just a little part one of how this beautiful Shed Talk has come about. But we're here for the long run, here to make money. I live in a neighborhood that I stick out in because of that. I used to be a manager at Trader Joe's, then stepped down because of my daughter. I made it from up north to down home in 11 minutes, which I never want to drive that far or be that far away from my daughter or drive that fast and put my life or anybody else's life in harm. So came back to the store down here. My wife also works for Trader Joe's. So we're just crewing it up, living life, living the dream. I absolutely love life. But like I said, because of this gambling thing, has afforded me a beautiful home, a lifestyle that I'm very fortunate for and thankful for. My neighbors always trip out because, as you could see, always in black with, I don't know where any of my other Dodger hats went. I think my daughter, she's been obsessed with my hats. So I literally only have 2 hats that I could find right now. My black Dodger hat that my wife gave me, it's one of my favorite hats, and one of my jazz hats that for some reason she doesn't like. But my favorite blue Dodger hats I can't find. So I got to start searching for those around the house today. But like I said, this lifestyle of gaming, I love every single sport possible that I could put money on. I've been playing my whole life. Like I said, has afforded me a life of not luxury, but ease. And bought a house up in the mountains. And my neighbors are like, "Oh, what do you do?" And I explained to them, like, "Hey, I play the ponies. That's Pick 4s, Pick 5s, Pick 6s, my favorites. 2020 Breeders' Cup Pick 4 is how I won my house. Had that quite a few times. Order of Australia, thank God, got in. That was my play of the day, so that cleared me my house and some change. I saw this morning sucks for the ice horse from New Mexico. Will on Ice, I think is Will on Ice. The New Mexico Sunland Derby winner. I saw pull up. Yeah, my degenerate ass was watching the morning works on Twitter that I was casting up on my TV while having my coffee. But he pulled up on the backstretch, so that means Skinner, who is now into the Derby field as number 20. I am amped because I was just waiting for this horse to get in. So that means that horse is in. Now, if we have one more default, Mandarin gets in. So if Mandarin gets in, and I was just watching, who was it last night? One of the DRF, a couple of them were on there. One I follow on Twitter. They were discussing um, practical move and his two 100 buyers and how those top three horses are literally the fastest in the country because of the buyers. And he had similar buyers because he does a home tracking number himself, which I wish I was more of a mathematician like my uncle to do that. I've been messing around with a few different systems, but I'm more of a memory note taker, visual memory kind of guy. So I love watching maidens, looking at them, turf horse. Anyways, back to it. I don't remember where I was going. So I'm too caught up in still watching all these. Oh, practical moving the three horses. If those three get in, you better watch the hell out. San Anita Derby has produced how many Derby winners, how many runner ups, how many third place runners in the last 10 years? Hell, we'll go back to 2010. That's 13 years, I'd say at least. You had what, 5 or 6 placings at least. You've had what, 3 Derby winners? 4 that I could think of off the top of my head. So, yeah, I'm amped. I'm super amped because CRK is my homie Russ and his family's connections. So, shout out going to the Derby. I wish I could make it out. I only have the day off, so me and my mom are shooting to go play at the casino and make some money. So watch out. We'll figure out how we're gonna do it live. I'll probably have to do it on my drive. But yeah, we'll figure that out. That's a week away, so we'll figure that out. But I'm stoked because that's my homie, Sheriff's, who I used to muck stalls for. My mom's homies is the assistant there, so I'm just super amped. Like I never get to a hometown freaking bell for anybody back home. So I am amped to see my homie, his family, my mom's homie, and sheriffs, just everybody so deserving. So come on, Skinner, let's get it. Espinoza isn't my favorite, but I loved his ride on California Chrome in the Derby. He's a great big money rider. Hopefully, he's got the balls to sit and just make one great run. So let's go. That was a little longer than I was anticipating. I hear my daughter rumbling. So we're going to kick it out. I hope everybody has a beautiful day. Early pick 5 play. Gonna have pick 3s doubles. It's my day off. I did work in the studio yesterday, didn't get as much done as I was hoping, so I'm hoping to get some done this morning. hear the music. Go Dodgers. But check it out. Capped all 9. Yeah, today's a Niner race. Capped all 9. Played all 9. As you saw, we were betting during the show. Um, the degenerate ass. Um, doing that. That's what I grew up on. What that is. But good luck to everybody. Check out the videos. Check out the Twitter feeds. Good luck to everybody playing the tourneys today. Uh, Fingers crossed. A couple of these long shots hit for me so I can win another entry into this mega something tournament I won last weekend too. Trying to get a second entry into the $750 entry, which is dope. So let's get it, baby. Love you guys. Peace.